Check, check, check. All right, everyone. Eli Doyle with the Oregon Grape. We're here at the Republican Party offices here, and we'll see if a couple of our local politicians want to talk to us about how they're feeling about the recall. All right, here with Chris Barnett. We're all waiting for the results for the recall petition. What are you predicting? What do you think is going to happen here?
I'm predicting that the people will come out and just say, hey, this wasn't validated the way it was, and I'm just hoping people know the truth, and they're going to go ahead and vote no on the recall, and everything will be back to normal.
Yeah.
But I think that a lot of stuff came up that I don't see that was very warranted. I looked and looked. I've been to the meetings. I've seen some of the allegations I just didn't buy into, and that's just my opinion as a person. I totally think that he's going to sweep this, so fingers crossed.
How did you feel about there was some talk about the way that the ballots were counted, or the signatures were counted, I mean. Have you heard any more on that?
No, I haven't heard much more on that. I think there's a judge that's going to look at that on Thursday. Oh, no, tomorrow, actually, Wednesday. So at 9:30, they're going to go, a judge is going to look at that and see if they're going to, which way he's going to rule on that. But I just think, I'm not a county clerk, so I can't tell you the rules and all that stuff. But
who would want to be anyways, right? All that math, come on.
It's a lot. But you know what? If you're going to be totally fair, I think counting all the signatures is validated, and verify. I always thought as a citizen myself that, hey, to make it valid, you got to count all of them. Then you got to verify all of them. I didn't know there was a sampling method. I knew a lot of people that were at the fairgrounds the first weekend they kicked this recall off, and there was a lot of people coming up just saying, hey, I got forced to sign this thing I didn't want to sign. I go, well, you need to go back there and try to pull your name off of it somehow. And they said, well, I just felt pressured and I signed it, and I didn't even know what I was signing. So I'm hoping people got educated enough to go, don't put your name on something unless you know what it really is. It's just like signing your life away. Hey, did you sign that? Yeah, I own your house now. Yeah. Well, you signed it.
Yeah, what's this about my firstborn child, right?
Exactly. So hopefully, being pressured is one thing, but really know what you're signing. And I just hope that, Commissioner West prevails in this, and we'll see.
Yeah. Well, that's an interesting point, too, about people like signature regret, if we want to coin that term, But I remember, like, when I first heard about it at the fairgrounds, I had a booth there for my art business, and they were right next to me. And so I was chatting with them. Lily Morgan was sort of an acquaintance. I had known her from different events and stuff. I sat next to her at some kind of fundraiser thing for the food bank. When you read that bullet point, it seems very serious. It seems like a lot of real issues in there. And, I specifically chose not to sign it because I wanted to research more, but how many people are just like, oh, let's just get on the ballot, we'll sign it. So I wonder what we're going to see as far as, they got the signatures. Well, they're counting them to see if they were all legitimate, but, they got the signatures, we'll say. And it'll be interesting to see how many of those people actually were, followed through with the votes,
Well, and came back and actually signed the petition.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of them weren't even from the area. They signed it, and then it's like, it's okay, sign it, and I understand that. So, but you have, their side was passionate about doing what they needed to do, and they're doing it, so let's let the real come out, and let's see what happens.
What is the number that they actually need to get?
No, they need to get, it's 100%, depending on the votes. So it can go 60-40, it can go 51-49, it can go that way.
So it's just a simple majority for it?
Simple majority for it, just like a general election. So I think they got up to 20,000 votes, close to it today. So out of the 20,000 votes, then they're going to go ahead and say, hey, how many went?
Is that a big turnout?
That's a pretty good turnout.
I was going to say, it sounded like a pretty big turnout for that,
It's a pretty good turnout for a special election, for one thing. So, So, but we're all rooting for Commissioner West that he prevails in this. So,
I would like to think that, I'd like to think that the Oregon Grape, had a hand in the popularity of this issue, having the exclusive interviews and all that.
You did a great job. The Oregon Grape did a great job covering both sides. You guys were very good about how you did it. So, but you get to see it.
A little bit of a shout out to, to Lily and Jay for coming on and doing it. You got to respect, anybody who comes in to argue their point, and obviously. Putting up a recall petition, you're sticking your nose out there in it, and so I was thankful for them for doing the interviews and stuff, and we'll see how everything goes.
See how everything goes, and Let's go, Commissioner West. There
All
we
right,
go.
awesome. Thanks,
All right,
man.
you bet. Take care.
Just later.
What going on over here?
Well, this is our little travel mic. You want to do an interview with us? You want to tell how you're feeling?
Sure. We got a few more minutes before.
Yeah, where are we at here? Oh, yeah, any minute now, right?
About
yeah.
8 minutes
Well,
away.
I keep my watch slow, so I'm always on time, you know? Okay, just a few more minutes before we're finding out about the recall petition. We got John West here, the man in question over here. How are you feeling? What do you think it's going to turn out as?
We're looking at 60-40.
60-40, you think that's what you're looking at?
Yep.
Yeah. 20,000 votes, is that where we're around?
We're going to be 24,000.
24,000. That's a big turnout. How many votes were in your election?
21,000.
More people voted now than
So right now, as of last night, we were at 19,800 votes in.
Yeah.
I think today was a big turnout, so I think we're going to be 24,000 voters vote.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a...
Well, you could be like me who waited to the absolute last second.
Yeah, I always wonder about those people.
Yeah. Well, here they are, you know.
Yeah. But they're doggone good
It's
people.
always the the self-employed artist guy, too lazy to get out there and vote on time. Come on through. We're the ones intruding.
Well,
Yeah.
everybody's got a job and everybody's got to work, and I appreciate everybody voting.
Absolutely. So what happens after this? Let's say that you're fully exonerated, and what happens after that? Does it all just kind of fade away? I mean,
Well, so it'll take till January 13th
okay.
for the Secretary of State to finalize it and that, but
That seems like a long time.
it is because I think the clerk has 2 or 2.5 weeks to get the ones that were mailed.
Yeah.
And then the clerk gets it, finalizes it on her end, sends it to Secretary of State.
Okay.
But 9:30 in the morning, we have court.
Now what is this for?
This is over here with Judge Bain, and this will be the TRO to stop the election, which he could have stopped it earlier or heard the case to stop it. But this will be the first phase of. I'm taking this all the way because the election wasn't done properly.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure that anyone coming in behind me gets a fair election.
And you're talking about for the recall petition, not for your election
Right,
previously,
the
right? Yeah.
recall election.
And so, do you think that what do you think is going to happen at that court case? Are you expecting that they're going to find that a lot of the signatures were not legitimate?
So the judge won't look at the signatures. The judge is going to look at the state law that says 100% of the signatures had to be verified.
Okay.
So if he agrees with us that the state law, that's correct, and then he actually can throw the whole election out.
Interesting. Okay. What do you think happens to the recall petitioners? Lily and Jay, and I forget who the third person
They
was.
get to go to
Tina.
court. They get to go to court.
Okay. So will you move forward with the court cases with them, even if nothing happens with this, even if they don't get enough votes,
Yes.
just to uphold the process, or?
So far, I haven't done anything except for Lily, but the rest should be aware.
Okay.
Things to come.
And for you, is this sort of just about accountability, or?
This is accountability, and this is holding them more liable for making statements to the voters that weren't true, trying to pull a fast one over them. And I always said from the beginning, I'm totally okay with the recall if it's based on truth, but it wasn't based on truth.
Yeah. Well, and that's sort of the only example of when the freedom of speech isn't permissible is when it's not true. You have the right to freedom of speech, but you don't have the right to lie. So slander, libel, whichever one you call it. But it's important.
State statute is very clear.
Yeah.
It says, one, the petitioner, it's $125,000 fine, a felony, and up to 5 years imprisonment for the recall petitioner to put false statements out on the recall.
Yeah.
And so I say they're false, and we're going to let the court decide.
Okay. Well, we're going to find out soon, guys, so we'll see what the results are, and I guess we'll kind of keep you with us until we find out. So, cool. Thanks,
Yep.
John. Appreciate it. I actually want to find maybe Ron Smith, see if he wants to chat.
It's out, he lost.
No way.
Lost by 5,000.
Somebody's celebrating, and it ain't us.
That does not sound right to me.
All right, so we're waiting to see for sure, but it looks like there's a chance that he actually might have lost it.
24/7.
Not looking good?
Nope, lost.
Huh. You might be getting a vacation. 63% for to recall. Wow, how about that?
Yeah, we're in shock. We're not used to losing.
I still get 3 more bites at the apple.
I know you do.
It's really hard to kind of tell where the population is leaning, I suppose. All right, guys, Eli Doyle here with the Oregon Grape. In an unexpected turn of events, John West lost the recall for 65 to 35 votes. So for the time being, it looks like John West actually will be removed from office. We thought about trying to do a couple interviews here tonight, but figured it might be better to let everything settle and maybe have some of the people involved on the podcast in the future. So you can look forward to seeing that. But for the time being, it looks like John West will be removed from office. There's a little bit more to the story. There will be a court case. For us now, it's going to be tomorrow morning. By the time this podcast airs, you know, it might be a day or so after. But there will be a court case looking into the way that the signatures were counted. So it's possible that there may be a little bit more to the story there. But for the time being, this is look how things are. So thank you everybody for watching, and stay tuned. We'll be doing more on this subject later.